New Yorkers report long lines at COVID testing facilities and urgent care. Is the city taking some new steps now to fight the surge of the Omicron variant? Part of that plan includes adding new testing sites, expanding capacity at existing ones, and an emphasis at distributing at-home COVID tests, which I'm sure many of you know are very hard to come by. Joining us now to further discuss this plan is Dr. Ted Long. He's the executive director of New York City's Test and Trace Corps. So, Dr. Long, good to have you here on such an important morning.
Thank you for having me, as always.
So, Dr. Long, let's get to it first and talk about the plan to increase testing sites. Folks are frustrated. They are waiting in very lengthy lines before the sun comes up. It's 25 degrees out. It is 2021, almost 2022. How are we at this very moment?
Yeah, so with the concern around Omicron and with the holidays here at the same moment, New Yorkers are doing what they've done throughout. They're coming out to keep their community safe. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up as many testing sites as we can. And if you're at one of my sites and you're waiting in a line, we're going to offer you a home kit. So if you have to go to work, you're never going to leave empty-handed if you can't wait the whole time. So if there's a line longer than 30 minutes, we're going to offer you a home kit to take away with you.
So let's talk about this right now, right? Because a lot of people are saying, well, how did we get to this point of that we're back at long lines? Kind of walk me through the idea, because you're saying there will be new test sites. But what happened to them to begin with? Why did you close them to begin with?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we've only transitioned a handful of testing sites, but given the amount of demand that people coming out to wanting to get tested now, we've actually doubled over the last 3 weeks the number of tests we're doing across all of my sites. So again, it's great people are coming out. We want to adapt to make sure that we're giving people what they want. So as we open up new sites, that will help to give people more options. You can also go to my website at the Test and Trace website. And you can see there an online live tracker to see how long the wait times are. For example, when I check myself, some of my sites have 0 minutes wait. Some of them have over an hour wait. So you can make a decision about what makes the most sense for you.
Right.
But what you can count on this week is more sites and more home tests to make sure we're meeting you where you are.
So how many?
So this week we're going to be opening up 8 sites within the next 24 hours, and then more to come after that.
So I'm on the site right now, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, right? But yeah, you log on to the website and you want to see what your wait time is, and only 2 are reporting wait times right now, 30 to 60 minutes. The rest of them are not reported, but we have some folks that are out and about who are saying the lines are just long. So how accurate is the site?
Well, they usually report by 9, so more will be coming in just a couple of minutes here because they've only opened for a few minutes here.
Okay.
But I would say we update every 2 hours, and we actually mark which ones, if some of them haven't been updated, which ones haven't been. So if they're updated, I stand by it. And again, if you go to one of our sites, I don't want you to have to wait, but so many people are coming out. That's why I want to be able to give you home tests.
So let's talk about those at-home tests right now. You go to a pharmacy, you cannot get them, right? They're just sold out everywhere. Now, I know you're not responsible for the ones that are sold in stores, but both you and the mayor have talked about distributing those at-home COVID tests at high-volume testing sites. So if you don't necessarily want to wait in the line to get a test, but you do want to have that at-home test or stockpile it for the future, can you do that?
Well, I don't know about stockpile, Dan.
Not stockpile in terms of like with people with toilet paper, but, get 1 or 2 to have at home.
Well, what our goal is because we know how hard it has been for people to find their own home tests, we're working really hard to go across the country, across the globe, to bring whatever we can to New York City. That's why we're able to offer home tests to people that are waiting in lines. So there's 2 main ways that you can get a home test from us. Number 1 is if you're waiting in a line. If it's more than 30 minutes, we want to give you a home test. You may want it, or you may prefer to stay in the line. The choice is yours. And the other thing is, we don't just want to focus on our testing sites across the city. We want to arm our community-based organizations with home tests because they're the ones that know where the people that really need them the most are. So we're going to be handing out 500,000 through our community-based organizations moving forward.
How many at-home tests will be distributed for those high-volume sites? And is that in addition to the 500,000 that were distributed to community-based organizations?
Yes, it is in addition to, and the 500,000 are being distributed. So it's going to be thousands probably every day this week.
Okay.
And again, we're going to do our best to meet the demand. So if you're waiting in line, you want a home test, my job is to get you that home test.
I know, and there's certainly a lot of demand. I know you know this, right? So the changes being implemented, here's the million-dollar question. How long do you think will take to see a decrease in those wait times, right? Because people are they don't want to wait there for 2-3 hours, and they want to start traveling for the holidays.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a busy week. So again, we're getting into gear. We're bringing on tens of mobile units, opening up 8 sites, but within the next 24 hours, many more after that. getting hundreds of thousands of home tests to bring into the city. So I expect this week and into early next week is going to be really busy. But you know what, Dan? My 2 cents for what it's worth.
Please.
Thank you, New Yorkers, for coming out and getting tested.
Yeah.
And honestly, thank you for being willing to wait in the line. If waiting in the line is what makes the difference between keeping our city and your family safe, even if it is an inconvenience, I'll do my best to give you that home test to make it as convenient as possible.
Yeah.
But largely, thank you. What you're doing is keeping our city safe.
So let me ask you this, and I appreciate you being here. You are always good to coming on to answer tough questions. You know I ask tough questions. Were you caught by surprise? We knew Omicron was going to be contagious. We've been reporting on it for weeks. Could these sites that you're opening this week been up and running sooner?
Well, we're doing our best since we've heard about Omicron. I mean, when we heard about Omicron, we knew that there was going to be substantially more interest and people wanting to get tested to know their status before seeing other family members. In retrospect, I think we all across the globe would wish we'd known about Omicron more than with the 2 days notice. But over the last 3 weeks, we've doubled the number of tests we're doing at our sites. And we're maybe going to double again. So we're doing the best we can. And again, that's why we're bringing in home tests. Check our website to see the tracker of the wait times for the sites nearest to you. Some of our sites have 0 minutes wait. And if there's more we can do, we're here to keep our city safe. Call 212-COVID-19 to get resources as well.
2 more questions real quick. Do you think you'll get state help or no?
Yes, we're in regular communication with the state, and actually they've been very, very helpful, and they're sending us additional home tests because they also agree with us that as people have come out, they're waiting in lines, we want to give them whatever option to give no wrong door for getting tested.
Right. And then, Doctor, you gave your 2 cents moments ago. A lot of people are looking for some advice. Yesterday, the mayor said the city expects Omicron to be fast and temporary. Let's hope so, right? But how should people approach any gatherings they have planned for this week, just from your medical background here?
Plan around the family member that you're going to be seeing that is the most vulnerable. So in my family, it's my dad. He's 83 years old. We're planning around having small gatherings, so no large gatherings with him. Whenever it's a small gathering, we're going to test everybody before that gathering, and we're going to test people after that as well. And most importantly, Dan, my dad have mandated that he gets the booster before he comes to see my family. Partly for my kids who are too young to get the booster, but it's largely for him to keep him safe. And he has been boosted now. He'll be here tomorrow.
Great. Well, I hope you and your family have a good holiday. Was that a dog barking? Well, I guess the dog will be part of the celebration as well, right?
She agrees.
Okay, she agrees. All right, Dr. Long, appreciate it. And keep us posted on any further developments in terms of those testing sites. I know New Yorkers are listening very carefully.
Will do. Thank you, Dan. And thank you, New Yorkers, for coming out.
All right. Happy holidays. 8:41 right now.